Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spider Talk news show. Oh my god, we're back. I can't believe it. It's been a very long time. But we're back, and we're back better than ever. We've got a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, haven't streamed for a very long time for various reasons. I won't go into them, I won't bore you. If obviously you're watching back on YouTube, then welcome. Here are today's topics. Sweeney, Black Cat rumors, those are what we're going to be talking about. First, as you can see, it's on the thumbnail and the title. Then we're going to talk a little bit about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and what's going on at D23. And then the Lord and Miller Sony drama, which is going on right now. Charlie Cox wanting a Daredevil crossover with Spider-Man. That's cool. Hi, the cool user. How you doing? Marisa Tomei hates Spider-Man, apparently. And Spider-Man removed from Kraven the Hunter, as new reports suggest. 24 bricks. Oh, he's going out for a meal. Have a good stream. Thank you, 24 Breaks. Well, thank you for dropping in, saying hello. Hi, Codename. Hey, Lewis. I did a review of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy on my channel. Feel free to check it out if you're interested. I'll check it out. I always love hearing people's opinions. So, yeah, I'm just going to share the screen round. If you guys could share the stream round as well, that would be absolutely awesome. I'm going to share it around, and then we're going to get going with our first topic. Hey, Lewis, it's been a while. You did stream. It has been a while, but we're back. Hi, Cham the Artist. How we doing? What is up? How's it going? I'm just going to share as I do. Streaming. Share on LewisFilms Plus. By the way, new channel, LewisFilms Plus. Oh, there, it's in that corner. Go subscribe to LewisFilms Plus if you have not already for Marvel content and DC content. Essentially, I'm doing it because I realized there was a few things I wanted to talk about that I couldn't exactly talk about on LewisFilms that weren't Spider-Man related because we are a Spider-Man channel. So obviously, I made a new channel, and it's not like really high edited videos like I do with this channel. It's more of like just a commentary channel, just kind of sort of talking about what I want to talk about, really. But hopefully you guys are okay. Hopefully everyone is doing good. But with that said, I think we should just jump straight into this. I've posted the stream about. Victor says, what's up? Will there be a trailer for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man before the show releases on November 2024? Yes, there will be. 100%, I can guarantee that there will be a trailer. I don't know when. I think it's sooner than you guys will realize. I think it's probably in like September, mid-September. Did Sydney say she would return as long as she gets to share the screen with Zendaya? Yeah, that's something we'll talk about as well. But anyway, before we get into that, I want to start a poll. You know, you guys, I like the polls. Is Sydney Sweeney a good choice for Black Cat? Right? Is she a good choice? That's my first question for you guys of the stream. Is Sydney Sweeney a good choice for Black Cat? I did do a community post asking you guys as well. Some of you guys said yes, some of you guys said, oh, maybe someone else. That was on Lewis Fiction. Some of you guys said, oh, I'd cast someone else in the role. I got the forehead out today, by the way. The 5 head. My hair's back because I just had a shower. But you guys didn't need to know that. But that's why the forehead's out. But anyway, yeah. So, So basically, the rumor comes in from My Time to Shine Hello. Now, you guys chip in on this. Actually, if you voted yes or if you voted no, I want to know why in the chat. Let me know in the chat why. But anyway, yeah. So My Time to Shine Hello. Leaked apparently that Sydney Sweeney would be playing Black Cat in an upcoming Sony movie. Now, whether that's Spider-Man 4, whether that's a Sonyverse movie, we don't know. However, My Time to Shine Hello has been, especially with the Deadpool and Wolverine leaks, has been fairly unreliable. Hi, how we doing? XN, I'm so sorry. It looks like letters from a different language. I'm so sorry. I ain't good with names. I'm cool with Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat. I'd say she's definitely a good choice, but there are others that could be a better choice, says Comic Central. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Okay then, I'd like to ask you guys, I can't actually do this as a poll, but put in the chat for me, if it's not Sydney Sweeney, who would you like to play Black Cat? I'm curious. I've got a video coming out about this, by the way. I will be making a video about who I'd cast as Black Cat. I've got a video going out tomorrow on Wolverine on LewisFilms Plus. Who's the MC Wolverine will be. I'm going to do the same sort of video, but for LewisFilms. but on Black Cat. So let me know your suggestions, and maybe one of your suggestions will feature in the video. So let me know. But yeah, so My Time to Shine Hello, he has been unreliable recently. He's got... It's okay, just call me X. Sorry, okay, X. I'll call you X. Yeah, so he's got some things right in the past. Around the No Way Home era was where he kind of became popular because he got a few of the Andrew and Toby things right. Hey, Chelsea, how we doing? And so he did get a few things right there. Or they... Is it a he or is it she or is it they? I don't know. I don't know the pronouns of My Time to Shine Hello. I could be getting them so wrong. But either way, when it came to Deadpool and Wolverine, My Time to Shine Hello really got a few things wrong and tried to backtrack on it, saying that the film was changed drastically when he was leaking. So I'm not so sure we can trust this. But the Spider-Man stuff that they brought out during COVID and the Andrew Garfield stuff, a lot of that was right. So this is why I'm making a big deal of this, because it's Spider-Man stuff. If it was anything else, I probably wouldn't make a big deal of it. But because it's Spider-Man stuff, I'm more tended to say, okay, let's kind of take this seriously. Sydney Sweeney might be in for Black Cat, which is cool. But yeah. Sydney Sweeney shouldn't play Black Cat. She was better as Julia Cornwell's Spider-Woman. Someone else who hasn't played a Marvel character yet should do it. That's a good point, actually, as well. So we have to consider as well that maybe Sydney Sweeney shouldn't play Black Cat because she's already played a Marvel character. Maybe we give a chance to someone else. That's a good point. Madeline Klein would be perfect choice for Black Cat, says Victor. Henry says Sabrina Carpenter would be a better option. I've always thought Sabrina Carpenter would be a great Gwen Stacy. But she's not really an actress anymore, you know? She's kind of blowing up now in the charts as a singer. I doubt she'll return to major acting roles, especially like an MCU type role. I think she'll do a few films here and there, I think, when she's a bit older. But I don't really see her in stuff anymore. The last thing I saw Sabrina Carpenter in was she was in Tall Girl, and then she was in that indie movie, and before that it was probably Girl Meets World on Disney Channel. So, you know, I don't know. Sabrina Carpenter just doesn't really do much anymore. She's just a singer, kind of. Because if she did join the cast, it means Zendaya would have a sizable role in Spider-Man 4. So, yeah. So, this is something that also inclines me to say, yes, okay, Sydney Sweeney probably is going to be Black Cat. Is that she has also said she'd love to return to a Marvel movie if she gets to be with Zendaya. Obviously, Zendaya is a good friend of hers because they work on Euphoria together. And then because she's worked on Euphoria with Zendaya, if she's that good friends with her, I imagine she also might be friends with Tom Holland. And I imagine there must be some sort of relationship there. So, with that in mind, does this mean potentially there is a chance that she might be brought on in Spider-Man 4? There could be a chance. So yeah, there is that chance. So that could be a possibility. When it comes to live-action Black Cat, I really don't know who should play her, but I'd probably say Anya Taylor-Joy. That is another popular option, and my personal option is Anya Taylor-Joy out of all the actresses, like modern actresses around Tom Holland's age. I don't think you can really cast anyone too much older than him, because he's getting on now, isn't he? He's 27, and Black Cat's only maybe 5 years older than Spider-Man usually. But Peter Parker in the MCU is how old is Peter Parker in the MCU? He's like 18. Tom Holland's 27. So you know, it's getting to the time where you're gonna start casting Black Cat in her 30s, and you know, depending on which version of Black Cat you're doing, you're getting very close to it being not in the age range of what Black Cat is. She is usually like mid-20s, so you know, I don't know, we'll see. Anya Taylor-Joy is like in that perfect age range, and also she looks the part. She's a great actress, she's up and coming. But yeah, Felicity Jones, yeah, but Felicity Jones was meant to be Black Cat in the TASMverse, so I don't think they'd go with her, although she was a good pick. I do believe. Lily Reinhart was a choice I quite liked. Lily Reinhart, maybe. I think... would I cast Lily Reinhart? I've never seen her in anything other than Riverdale. And Riverdale maybe that's not the best thing to judge her acting on, because Riverdale is, you know, it's corny as hell. I used to watch it when I was a kid. In fact, I used to make Riverdale videos on this channel. I don't know if any of you guys have been around that long, but that was a time and a half ago. I've only ever seen her in Riverdale, so I don't know. I'll have to watch something else. You know what? You've inspired me, Comic Central. I'm gonna go and watch a Lily Reinhardt movie, like a proper one, right? Charlie Fraser. I've not seen anything with her in. So I don't know. You guys are gonna have to recommend me some movies to watch from Charlie Fraser. But that's interesting, right? That's very interesting. You know, if you've got any more ideas, put them in the chat. Let's get this conversation flowing. But yeah, Sydney Sweeney is apparently locked into, well, not locked in, but she's being looked at to play Black Cat. I mean, it's interesting because it wasn't just Black Cat that was a part of the rumor. Sydney Sweeney was also linked to not just a Marvel role, but a Star Wars role as well. So apparently she's like, according to the whole report, she's top of the list, sort of actress wise in Hollywood. She's like a proper A-lister at the moment. Everyone wants her and everything. And apparently she's been looked at for Star Wars. She's been looked at for Marvel, and apparently one of the roles was Black Cat. So that's why this is relevant here. But yeah, so she's at the top of everyone's list. I mean, she's been in a few movies this year. She was in that horror movie. She was in what was the rom-com called? She was in that rom-com. I actually saw it in cinemas as well. I forgot what it's called. The one with Glenn Powell as well. Margot Robbie is my number one choice. I mean, Margot Robbie would kill it. She's a great actress. Margot Robbie would kill it. I think Margot Robbie's too popular to play Black Cat, though. I don't. You know, if you're gonna get Margot Robbie in the MCU, you don't cast her as Black Cat. I'm sorry. You cast her as a main role, right? If you're casting Margot Robbie in the MCU, cast her as like a main character that's gonna be there for the rest of like the phase. You don't, because Black Cat, I imagine, will probably be in one movie, maybe two movies at most. Might have a Disney Plus appearance here and there. I don't know, but I wouldn't cast Margot Robbie. How did you feel when Ultimate Peter Parker Earth 1610 comic died? And did they make the issue? The death of Ultimate Spider-Man to introduce Miles Morales? I felt very sad when that happened. Obviously, the comic came out before I started reading them, so I did know how it ended. But yes, it was very sad. I read all of that series, and I was very, very sad when I got to that bit. And they did kill Spider-Man to introduce Miles Morales as a legacy character, yes. On the topic of casting, Timothy has just considered joining superhero movies just as long as the script. I imagine that's Timothy Chalamet considered joining superhero movies as long as the script is good. Which, to be fair enough. How I could see her as Black Cat. To be honest, I don't care who they pick to play Black Cat as long as she... Oh my god. I didn't read the last bit. I don't think that matters as long as she's got the portrayal to play the character how they want to in the script. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Although, I mean, you know, that is a big part of the character. But obviously it depends what direction they go in. Margot Robbie would be great Emma Frost. Oh, yeah, to be fair, yeah, she would actually. Yeah, you do make a good point. Does Justice and fans fan cast him a lot as Harry Osborn? Oh, yes, so Timothy Chalamet gets fan cast as Harry Osborn all the time. And to be fair, I can see it. I really could. But to be honest, Ultimate Peter Parker returned from death. Do you prefer Ultimate 1610 or Ultimate Spider-Man 2024? That's a very big question. I do prefer the original Ultimate Spider-Man only because the new one hasn't finished. But the new one is, I mean, Jonathan Hickman's cooking. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, let's move on then to, let's finish that poll. Finish at 71%. So a large majority of you guys want Sydney Sweeney. It isn't as down the middle as I thought. But I've got another question for you guys in the chat now. Based on what we got from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man at D23, are you now excited for freshman year? I'm just going to call it, no, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man after the D23 showcase. Yes or no? There you go. Vote in the poll. Harry ain't Chad looking, lol. He's kind of a weakling. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet looks like a absolute Chad, doesn't he? There isn't a lot of other choices for Black Cat. Sydney isn't the first one that comes to mind. There is a lot of other choices. That's fair enough. I mean, it just depends who. 67% say no, 33% say... no, 67 say yes, 33 say no. That's crazy, actually, because I thought it'd be more widespread, more in the favor of yes. But you guys seem to not like... Okay, well, if you said no, because obviously I think I know why you guys said yes. I mean, even if you said yes. If you said no, let me know in the chat. Why have you said no? How would you feel if Black Cat was introduced in the Sonyverse? I'd cry because I feel like they wouldn't be able to handle her very well. I hope they... If they did make a Black Cat solo movie, I mean, I hope it'd be good. Can't say I'm excited, but still watch it and hopefully it's good. Fair enough. Yeah. No, just make Spider-Man 98, says X. Yeah, so, I mean, we talked about this a few months ago, didn't we, on the Spider Talk show. We said that potentially Spider-Man 98 might happen. There was a bunch of things coming out from Brad Winderbaum. There was a bunch of rumors coming out that 98 was going into production. There was a whole thing about them regretting making Freshman Year. Like, there was loads and loads of drama surrounding it, right? I think they could, but at the same time, I think we should move on. I think we should wait to see how Freshman Year is. If Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man isn't great, then I think we campaign for Spider-Man 98. But until then, I think we hold our horses, because this could be the best Spider-Man show ever, and we have no idea, right? Charlie Cox and Vincent are voicing their characters. Well, that's it, you know. Charlie Cox, yeah, he's coming back. Peter getting his powers from a spider from Doctor Strange portal is weird and not as grounded as I prefer. There may be a good reason for it. We just don't know yet, but I do think it's weird. I agree, Barry. I really do. I'm usually on the fence and a little bit open-minded about these things before I actually see them and form a proper opinion. But I do agree that is a bit strange, and I don't really, pun intended, and I really don't know how it wasn't, but I just thought I'd try to make it look like I was clever. I don't know how they're going to handle this, right? I really have no idea. So, yeah, we'll see, won't we? Now, you get the chance to make an animated series from Japan and you make 3D CG animation. Nope. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is an anime, and if anime was coming like that, then it would get blasted. That's a good point. I mean, I guess the thing is you are projecting it for a primarily Western audience. And I know Western audiences really like anime, but obviously they're not as intricately appreciated as they are in Japan. So I guess casuals, and maybe people who don't watch anime like myself, I'm trying to just look at it from a different perspective here. I'm trying to play devil's advocate. But I'm not really too bothered. As long as it looks cool, I'm not bothered what kind of anime form they make it in, or... You know what I mean? I'm just trying to look at it from an outsider's perspective. But I do get what you mean, right? Black Cat should be introduced in the MCU Spider-Man 4. I don't want her to have her own movie. I agree, but also a Black Cat solo movie would be awesome. I'm really digging the art style for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I even tried to replicate it for my sensational Spidey short film, and it also looks promising. That's good. Also, Chan, by the way, whenever you finish that, link it me, or if it's out, link it me. I'd love to watch that, actually. Your artwork is really cool, so link it whenever. Don't get me wrong, I'll do it on Discord, because I think the link will get blocked if you try and do it on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, if Spider-Man 97 had an actual conclusion, I would not be asking for it to come back. It just didn't have a proper ending. And actually, to be fair, while we're on the topic of Freshman Year and Spider-Man 98 and everything, I'm just going to comment on that real quick, because Codename makes a good point, but also I disagree slightly. I think it was a good ending. I'll tell you why. Because it was... sort of the whole season 5 and since Mary Jane disappeared, right, as a clone, the whole season was about Peter trying to sort of overcome these obstacles to eventually go and find her, and he eventually did. He went through his biggest battle. He saved that one universe, and then he went off to look for Mary Jane, and it was such a bittersweet ending. Like, we assume that he finds her. And I thought that was sweet. You know, it's the season starts with him losing the love of his life, and the ending is hope that she's still out there, and let's go and find her. And I think that's sweet. Obviously, I guess you could have a season of him sort of going through, what was it meant to be, 19th century London or something. That was one of the episodes in season 6. It was meant to be. That would be cool, but I think it was an okay ending. Comic Central says, I'm looking forward to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but I really don't like how it's so MCU inspired. I'd say I'm cautiously optimistic. So I just made a video about this, and I won't touch on it much here. So go watch that video after the stream ends if you want to. But I'm gonna comment on this point from Comic Central because you make a very valid point. But I also want to sort of comment on this that it's not in the MCU, right? And yes, it's MCU inspired, meaning that things that happen in the MCU will likely happen and affect this show. But because it actually isn't in the MCU and because it's its own separate thing, then this show can do whatever it wants. If it wants to kill Norman Osborn, it can do it. If it wants to kill Aunt May before the event of No Way Home, it can do it. If it wants to kill Daredevil, it can do it. If it wants to kill Doctor Strange, it can do it. If it wants to kill Iron Man or keep him alive, it can do it. This show can do whatever it wants because it's not in the MCU. So I'd say it's inspired by the MCU. It is a what-if scenario, but this show can do whatever it wants. So I get being cautiously optimistic, but at the same time, I'd be hyped by that prospect. Sean Levi has expressed interest in Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Deadpool crossover movie. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Should they make Spider-Man a Spider-Man anime? If so, should it be a movie or a series? Definitely a series, but that could be cool for anime fans. X says, imagine a Spider-Man 2099 animated series. I hope to see something like that because Miguel O'Hara is my favorite Spidey. I love Miguel O'Hara. I think he's been done justice in the Spider-Verse movies. Sup chat? Hi Bila, how we doing? Hey Lewis, I also did a review of the Amazing Spider-Man duology, so I'd love if you could check it out. I'll check it out. Is there a Spider-Man manga? Probably somewhere. Probably. Will they make a Deadpool and Spider-Man movie? Probably not in the near future, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did at some point, because that'd be cool. Anyway, so yeah, D23, we did see, we got more information revealed about the show. We found out that Doctor Strange is going to be a catalyst for how Peter gets bit. I don't know how you guys feel about that. We talked about it a bit earlier. I'm going to do a poll just to see how many of you guys are okay with that. Do you like Doctor Strange being involved with the spider bite in your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? There we go. That's the next question. You guys get talking. And if you say yes, and even if you click no, let me know in the chat, because I'm really, really curious. I don't, if it's just me, but I've got a feeling that your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man might slightly give off some vibes from my adventures with Superman. I don't know if you know what, Cham? You know what, bro? I feel exactly the same way. I don't know if someone said this to me or if I thought this the other day, but I've been watching my adventures with Superman recently. I haven't caught up in the last few episodes, so no spoilers in the chat, but I have been watching it, and when I was looking through some of the screenshots from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, I was just thinking, like, this seems like oddly sort of like my adventures with Superman like vibes, right? Like it really felt like that. I forget. I've maybe someone mentioned this to me already, or maybe I thought, but I get exactly what you mean. Barry says, I love my adventure with Superman. It's great, isn't it? You know, if Superman or whatever, or DC becomes a main topic of conversation on this channel regularly, because I am loving the show, then I might start streaming on LewisFilms Plus. We'll get a conversation going on there. That'd be cool. I think Marvel Spider-Man 3 might probably end with Peter getting accepted to the Avengers. Oh, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Do you guys think Spider-Man 1967 theme is getting used to death, since the theme was used in the Home trilogy trailers many times and now being used in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? No. I think it's always going to be iconic, isn't it? I wonder if we will get Blade in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Well, we could. We could. Now, if it means Spider-Man's powers from the Spider-Bite are magic-based, that would seem weird. Well, I mean, yeah, that's also... I mean, basically, the way that it happens is Doctor Strange is fighting a symbiote, right? A symbiote, yeah? From another dimension. This isn't the Doctor Strange of the MCU, by the way. This is Doctor Strange from a different universe. And a spider jumps through the portal and then bites Peter, right? That's how it happens. So whether it's a magical spider or whether it's just kind of how it happened to Miles in the Spider-Verse movies, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about Doctor Strange being involved in Peter getting his powers. I gotta respect them for doing something fresh. Yeah, I respect that it's fresh, but I can't remember who said earlier. Maybe it was Comic Central, I think. It's a bit odd. Like, I'm okay with them doing something fresh, but that... like, there's different ways to make it fresh than to just say, hey, guess what? Doctor Strange! Go on, give Peter his powers, man. You know what I mean? I'm okay with Doctor Strange being involved with the origin story, but the real question is the spider radioactive or is it genetically altered? Wow, okay, well maybe it's radioactive because of Doctor Strange's powers, maybe it's radioactive because of the Time Stone, maybe it's genetically altered from a different universe, maybe there's some like sort of Miles Morales shenanigans going on here that we saw in the Spider-Verse movies. I don't know. But either way, we'll have to see. I mean, if it'll be like the Happy Birthday storyline, I can accept it. I hate the whole idea with Doctor Strange says X. I think Marvel's Wolverine might sell more copies than Marvel Spider-Man 2. I don't think so. Spider-Man's, 10 times more popular than Wolverine, but it will sell. It will sell. I mean, I don't know, maybe. I really hope we get the Clone Saga, but I get it if they won't. They definitely won't do the Clone Saga, but I really hope they adapt the Clone Saga in something soon, because it's got so much potential to be a great story, but it got battered to hell in the comics. Wow, I sure love multiverse slop. Yep, that's all it is multiverse slop everywhere. Can't wait for Spider-Man cartoon, says Steven. Camden, it'd be cool to hear Jack Quaid voice Peter again if he gets the chance. Oh my god, imagine Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid could voice Peter. He really could. Literally, it's just the Spider-Verse Spider-Bite. Yeah, Barry, that's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, I don't know about it then, says Video House. Doctor Strange, I think they're overusing him in Spider-Man media. I mean, at the moment they are. I hope Spider-Man comics get a reboot, says Steven. I mean, I hope so. The only thing that's keeping me on board with Spider-Man comics, and is keeping me from nagging at 616 constantly, is the fact that Ultimate Spider-Man exists. For me, no, because we already got that type of Spider-Bite into the Spider-Verse, and kind of ruins the point of the whole great power comes great responsibility. The intro for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man goes hard. It's right up there with Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh yeah, the intro is hard. If you guys haven't seen it, just type in on YouTube. Obviously, I can't show it on the screen or in any of my videos because of major copyright infringement. I can only show screenshots, but yeah, it goes absolutely hard. Why is Insomniac Miles Morales the main Spider-Man going forward? Just it's passing the torch, innit? It's sort of like what they did in the Ultimate comics, except Peter isn't dead yet. The best way to do the Clone Saga is basing it off the Ultimate version. Yeah, that would be, honestly, out of everything that we've got Clone Saga wise, it's probably best coming from the Ultimate. Or Life Story. Life Story handled it quite well. Anyway, let's move on to the Lord and Miller Sony drama. So this is something that kind of disappointed me, actually, because I was excited for Lord and Miller to sort of become the Kevin Feige's of the Sonyverse. But there's been reports recently stating that Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the producers of the Spider-Verse films, will not be renewing their contract with Sony Pictures, meaning that after Beyond the Spider-Verse and after Spider-Man Noir, they are not going to be making any more Spider-Man films, animated movies, or series for Sony Pictures ever again, unless they can come to some sort of deal, right? There was rumours that potentially they'd be involved in spin-offs for the Spider-Verse characters, including a Spider-Woman movie, that being Gwen Stacy and Jessica Drew. There was rumours at one point about a Spider-Man 2099 thing that potentially they might have been behind. Obviously, Spider-Man Noir, they were in charge of Silk Spider Society before Sony ended up laying it off to someone else. So it looks like Beyond the Spider-Verse could be their last thing with Sony, which is very, very unfortunate because Phil Lord and Chris Miller have, in my opinion, made the best impact on the Spider-Man character since Sam Raimi. And I fully believe that from the bottom of my heart. Phil Lord and Chris Miller have made the biggest impact on the Spider-Man character since Sam Raimi. And the reason why Sony aren't renewing the contract with them is because there was a massive fallout between Lord and Miller Company and Sony about the budget for Noir. Now, which way it's going, I don't know, but the way I imagine it went is Lord and Miller went, hey, Sony, we need more money for this because this series is going to be really cool. And then Sony went, no, we're not spending that much money on Spider-Man Noir. And because of that, they've had a massive fallout. And according to reports, Lord and Miller are not signing another contract. So that's the news on that. I wonder what you guys think. I'm just going to ask. I'm going to put another poll out. Yeah, I'm going to put another poll out. Are you guys upset about the Lord and Miller drama? Because this means we're not going to get any more Spider-Verse stuff after Beyond the Spider-Verse. So, yeah. Let's see. I've got a lot of comments to go through. I wonder if we'll get any of the X-Men, says Beeler. Read the new ASM 55 this week. Can't believe that Wells actually cooked. Wells cooked? Wells cooked? Wait a minute. Wells cooked? He cooked? He cooked? There's no way he cooked. I ain't believe that until I see it. Wells cooked? He cooked? Are you serious? Wells cooked? What? I gotta read this shit. Oh, sorry. My bad. Pardon. I'm not meant to swear on here, actually. I do apologize. I'm not meant to swear on here. Wells cooked? Damn. Wow. Okay. Central Comics catching me right off guard. Catching me right off guard. Wells cooked? God damn. I don't believe it till I see it, but Jesus Christ, there's no way he cooked. That's the first positive comment I've seen about Zeb Wells in a very long time. The cool user says, well, thanks, Sony. No, I'd hope they do a Spider-Gwen movie. Me too. That's the one I was holding out for. I hope one day Sony revives the contract with Phil Lord and Chris Miller, like what they did with Tom Holland's contract with the MCU. Steven says it's a good idea. Why am I not surprised? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the best superhero movie in my opinion. Sony can't have nice things. They should just wrap it up and give the rights. Sony Pictures is messing up big time. I hate to hear about the drama with Lord and Miller and Sony Pictures, says Andre. They've made a huge impact on Sony's bank account. They definitely have. Awesome channel, mate. Good job. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Off topic, but I'm happy the live streams. I'm happy the live streams are back. Thank you, Bila. They're hopefully planning to be every single Thursday from now on. I am gonna be switching it to a weekend. That actually might be a poll I do at the end of the stream on what day you'd rather. Actually, just put it in the chat right now. I just want to hear if you guys enjoy the streams. What day is the ideal day to do them on? Right? Because I've had a lot of people saying do them on the weekend. At the moment, I can't, but I may figure out in a few weeks how to do that. So, yeah. Sony is that greedy, huh? Yeah, they are. Sony Pictures needs to sell the Spider-Man rights to the MCU, says Andre. Yeah, I mean, they do. They definitely do. That man can't cook breakfast. Language. Sorry. Should Sony make animated Spider-Man direct-to-streaming films? That would be cool. I definitely don't think they would. They want that cinema money, don't they? Imagine if they made a Silk film with a big budget just to spite Lord and Miller. I'd be infinitely annoyed at Sony if they did that. I really don't want Miles' story to end after Beyond the Spider-Verse. There is just so much stories to tell with this version of Miles. I agree. One thing that I don't like about the Spider-Verse films, and don't get me wrong, they're brilliant films, is that they're not very grounded. Like, I much prefer grounded Spider-Man stories. In terms of character, they are grounded. Like, they're very real. They've got real stakes and real characters and relationships that all make sense. But they're all multiversal, right? And that's fine. It works for the story. But like Codename says, after the Spider-Verse films are done, Beyond the Spider-Verse, I would love maybe a film or two with that version of Miles Morales exploring just his day-to-day life, you know, grounded villains, a non-multiversal story. That would be really cool. Weekend on Saturday or any day weekend. I work during the week. Saturday, so it seems Saturday is the main sort of day. Is the track red black suit a good suit for Miles Morales in the final battle of Marvel Spider-Man 2? I love the tracksuit. The tracksuit is so cool. Zeb has lost all the cooking tools. Monday's like the worst day, I imagine. I will wait for X-Men 97 Season 3, says Steven. No, a more accurate description of Wells is that he burned and farted the kitchen, then vomited it out. I want Miles and Peter to have a team-up movie that's grounded. That'd be cool. So yeah, that's the Lord and Miller Sony drama. Let's move on to Charlie Cox then. So Charlie Cox has actually came out and said that he wants to do a Daredevil Spider-Man crossover. And I can already tell what the poll will be on this one. We're going to do another poll. Would you like a Daredevil Spider-Man crossover? Now, I've got a few thoughts on this. First of all, if this is positive for MCU Spider-Man 4, we know Daredevil was in Spider-Man No Way Home in a cameo role. It would be cool if he was in Spider-Man No Way Home. It really, really would. Did I say Spider-Man No Way Home? Spider-Man 4, sorry. It'd be cool if he was in Spider-Man 4. The rumors are that he is in Spider-Man 4, but Charlie Cox says that he wants a crossover, which is also positive, which means potentially that it could happen. You know, the more positive things that come out about actors wanting to do it usually means that at some point it would be cool. Sometimes it does mean it's going to happen. You know, if Charlie Cox is down for it, it means that he'd say yes in an instant. And the story looks set up for it, everything with Kingpin. It's just all looking positive. So the actors want it. The studio is telling the Kingpin story with Spider-Man. It all works out. It all works out to a T. And I think, you know, everything's looking positive right now for a crossover between Daredevil and Spider-Man in live action. Charlie Cox has specifically said he wants to work with Tom Holland. So that's good. But yeah, everything's looking really positive. If they made Miles Morales the main Spider-Man in Insomniac Spider-Man, does that mean Peter will get killed off in the third game? I probably think he probably will. There was rumors that Lord and Miller were working on a reboot Spider-Man show, and man, if we could have gotten anything like a live-action TV, Peter, I'd give anything. Yeah, there was those rumors, wasn't there? There was. I'd say Saturday or Sunday for stream, says Comic Central. This is kind of off topic, but how would you guys feel about a Seth Rogen project and producing an animated Venom project or another comic book franchise? Well, there's rumors that he's meant to be making a Venom thing. Would be cool. We're indefinitely getting that Spider-Man 4. I mean, they cross over in the comics a lot. I'm onto a Daredevil and Spider-Man crossover since I did watch Deadpool and Wolverine. I've enjoyed that movie. I wouldn't mind Spider-Man and Daredevil crossover. Why? So they could go against the Kingpin like in the 90s Spider-Man animated series. That would be very, very cool. Hi, Cosmic Bazooka. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Lewis. I'm about half an hour late, but sup. Welcome to the stream. Cosmic Bazooka, member of the channel. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. If you also do want to become a member, if you love my content, you want to support the channel, every member always helps to fund future videos and you know, and keep this channel going. Click the join button. You get all sorts of perks. We start from 99 pence just for access to early videos. And then obviously there's other perks with other tiers. But if you like the channel, consider becoming a member. I'd greatly appreciate it. But Cosmic Bazooka, welcome to the stream. I hope we get Venom for Spider-Man 4. We need it, says Bila. There is rumors that he's in it. Are you kidding me? Of course. Daredevil is one favorite fictional characters ever. 95% of you said no. Who said no? 95% of you said yes. Who said no, by the way? The 5% of you that said no. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it, chat? Who is it? Tell me. Who's this man who said no? The 5%. Who is it? Who is it? It's one of y'all. I know it's one of y'all. I want Spider-Gwen's show with Charlie Cox as the Matt Murdock from her universe. That would be cool as hell. That would be really cool. That'd be really cool. Not just Daredevil, they should bring all the street heroes together to fight with Spider-Man, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Echo, Punisher, Moon Knight, and Spider-Man all fighting the street villain. That would be really cool, buddy. That would be really cool. Is Sydney Sweeney really going to be Catwoman? There's rumors that she's going to be Black Cat. Yeah. We all need a new comic book writer for Spider-Man. Well, after Zeb Wells, it's going to be Joe Kelly for a time, and then we don't know if he's going to continue or if it's going to be someone else. At the moment, it looks like it could just be Joe Kelly, but we will have to see. There were rumors that MCU Spider-Man 4 was going to become a street-level civil war, similar to Captain America's Civil War. Yes, well, the rumors for Spider-Man 4 was that, and this is also in line with what Charlie Cox has said. The rumors was that Spider-Man 4 was going to be half multiversal and half street level, which a lot of people didn't like because it meant that you know, we've had No Way Home now, we've had Multiverse of Madness, we've had so many things, we've had the Spider-Verse movies. Just take a break from the multiverse. But Sony wants it to be a multiverse thing because financially, No Way Home was successful. But we'll have to see. I hope we get a type of story DLC for Spider-Man 2 in PlayStation Showcase. I think we'll get some news, I reckon. I did hear that Marvel can't use Spider-Man villains from Sony like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, or any villain from Spider-Man movies. Yeah, so this is something that's also... It came out a few weeks ago, but so I didn't put it on this show. But since Cosmic Bazooka brought it up, I'll just talk about it real quick. There is reports that a reason why they're struggling with MCU Spider-Man 4 is because Marvel aren't allowed to use any of the villains Sony are using. So that includes Morbius, who would have been a great villain for Spider-Man 4. That includes Kraven, who would have probably been the best villain for Spider-Man 4. That includes Venom, who also would have been a fantastic villain for Spider-Man 4. That includes Carnage, who maybe wouldn't have been a great villain, but could have done something cool with. That includes Rhino as well, who's in Kraven. And, you know, who else do they have left to play with? You know, they can't have Green Goblin or Doc Ock because they were in Andrew Garfield's movies, Tobey Maguire's movies. They can't have Sandman, Electro, Lizard. They have Mr. Negative left. That's about it. They have Scorpion. That's about it. Kingpin. Maybe Hobgoblin. There's a limited amount of characters. So, you know, we'll have to see. I agree. I do want a solo adventures for Miles after Beyond the Spider-Verse. I just don't want his story to end after Beyond. I agree. If Spider-Man 4 is on Battleworld, the plot can be that NYC is in chaos and Spidey and Daredevil are keeping the streets safe during that time as Kingpin gains control, like Regent in Renew Your Vows. That would actually be a really cool plot. I do like that. If it so happens that Spider-Man 4 comes out after Doomsday, which I don't think it will. I think it'll come out December 2025. I think everyone's saying it's coming out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. I don't think it will. I mean, it could, but I'm holding out hope that it doesn't. I wish Spider-Man comics would make new villains instead of using the new villain. Bela, me and you both. Me and you both. Multiverse is all or nothing. Hard to do half-half, but they need to tone down the multiverse for a while. I do agree with that. Why a street-level MCU Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire? Like, why? Yeah, I don't know. I think we might 100% see heroes and villains in Marvel Spider-Man 3 that weren't seen in Insomniac Universe, says Victor. Scorpion and Chameleon are still available. Hobgoblin is available. Romantic Avocado, welcome to the stream. Hello. How are we doing? They could reuse Adrian Toomes' Kingpin and introduce Molten Man. Hopefully it ain't Ned. Spider-Man still has a great group of villains, though. Yeah, no, I mean, if you're stuck in this situation with any superhero, you'd either want to be stuck in it with Spider-Man or Batman, or maybe even The Flash. You know, these three, I reckon those three, they've got the biggest rogues galleries of any superhero. If you're going to be stuck in this situation where you have to share villains and you're not being allowed to use certain villains, you know, I think Spider-Man's probably your best bet, right? You know, you've got so many more villains to use. Yeah, big wheel for Spider-Man 4, says Comic Central. Miles just doesn't have enough rogues gallery. Yeah, they end up using Peter's villains for Miles, don't they? I think they need to. I think they need to create new villains for Miles and Peter, really. Halo, what did I miss? Well, we just talked about Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat. We talked about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and the Lord and Miller Sony drama. But we are currently on Charlie Cox and MCU Spider-Man 4 at the moment. The Jackal, everyone's saying the Jackal. Yeah, Hammer Puma. Jackal says Romantic Avocado, but still having no MCU versions of Green Goblin, Carnage, Kraven is going to suck. So I think Marvel should buy the rights back. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's going to get to a point, isn't it, where, you know, the Green Goblin, he needs to be, you know, Tom Holland needs his own version of Norman. There'll be a time where, there'll come a time, if not now, where Kraven will be a great villain. Like, I think now Kraven would be a fantastic villain for Spider-Man in the MCU. Super Warrior very late. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Rabble would be a good villain for Miles. I want Miss Negative and Scorpion. Miss Negative, I definitely think is a must for this Spider-Man. I think he definitely will be. What drama? What's going on with Lord and Miller? Essentially, I won't touch on it too much because we've already spoke about it. But essentially, they aren't renewing their contract, which means that no more Spider-Verse movies after Beyond, or spin-off movies, essentially. And they fell out because of the budget for Spider-Man Noir. We could get Shocker for Spider-Man 4. We could, actually. Any version of the Shocker. MCU villains could easily become Spider-Man villains if they're written correctly, like Kingpin. Make the Jackal a guy obsessed with the multiverse and then bring Spider-Man... Oh my god, Romantic Avocado, you've actually solved a huge problem. If they're going to adapt the Clone Saga, right? If they're going to adapt the Clone Saga, maybe that's the way they do the multiverse again. Instead of cloning, the Jackal is someone that goes across the multiverse to... Well, the Jackal, Miles Warren, initially, right? He's obsessed with Gwen Stacy, right? So how about... What if the story is that the Jackal becomes infatuated with a... How can we make this not weird like the comics? Because Gwen was a college student and Miles Warren was literally like a 60-year-old man. How can we make this not weird? Okay. The Jackal... Miles Warren is a student, right? At college. Okay? Gwen Stacy is in his class. Gwen Stacy dies. And she dies during a battle that Spider-Man has with one of his villains. So we sort of adapt the death of Gwen Stacy, right? Sort of. Then the Jackal becomes obsessed with bringing her back. Finds out about the multiverse because obviously there will be, you know, reports that there was 2 other Spider-Men kicking about. Finds out about the multiverse. Does research into the multiverse. Finds a way to access the multiverse. Goes to find Gwen Stacy. It's Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen, he tries to like kidnap her or something. I don't know. Some villain stuff happens in the meantime. Spider-Gwen teams up with Peter Parker. You can bring Toby and Andrew back, and there's your multiverse film. Boom. That's your villain. There you go. That's how you do it. I don't know. Who knows? That's how you do it. But Romantic Avocado, great idea. It would be cool if Spider-Man 4 introduced Frederick Myers' Boomerang. That would be really cool. Or Hobie Brown's version of the Prowler. Well, if they're not going to do Miles Morales, then why not do Hobie Brown's version of the Prowler? If Miles and Gwen don't end up together at the end of Beyond Spider-Verse, it would be so predictable, since every superhero installment has the hero. No, I think they will end up together. When it was announced that ASM Comics were ending, I thought that the Spider-Man Goblin comic would set the next 25 issues. I want to see Hobgoblin 2, says X. Yep. Boomerang. Jose, yep. Boomerang would be cool. Yeah, Cham says you're cooking. Romantic Avocado, you are cooking. Miles Warren's in the MCU? Is he? I have no idea. Is he? Is he in the MCU? Oh. Who's Miles Warren in the MCU? Is he in the MCU? Have I completely missed the mark somewhere? Don't comment with chat, but I would not mind seeing Tony Stark. Oh, no. The chat's about to explode. So, you made a Spider-Man Tenas Season 2, right? Would you make a Season 3 if possible? Potentially. It didn't get... Now, I feel bad saying this, right? Because I should make videos that I want to make out of passion. Which I do, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I love making videos. But it didn't receive a lot of views. Comparatively to other videos that I'm making now. And, you know, sometimes you got to balance views, income, you know, business. You got to balance it, right? I would love to make a Season 3. I've got so many more stories. Carnage, Harry becoming the Goblin. There's so many more stories I've got for a Season 3, but I just... This is on LewisFiction, by the way, for those of you who don't know. But yeah, that's the update on that. This is brilliant, says Romantic Avocado. Yeah, Romantic Avocado, we're cooking right now. We're cooking. Hire us at Marvel Studios. Oh my god, yes, Gwen and Miles fight for a bit. Since Daredevil and Spider-Man are likely to have a duo in... I hope there's a duo movie with Deadpool and Spider-Man. That'd be cool. It'd be good to see Ghost Rider. It would. Throughout the films, Spidey, Scarlet Spider, even clone Gwen roast Miles Warren for being old and in love with young Gwen. No, well, I don't think he would be old. I think that'd be too creepy. I think you have to make him a student. I think you have to make him... I can imagine his origin story being very similar to Doctor Doom's, actually, now that I think about it. He loses someone that he loves, and from a young age becomes obsessed with finding a magical or mystical entity to get her back. Obviously, Doctor Doom wants to go and, you know, find his mother's soul in Mephisto's dimension. And then, obviously, Miles Warren goes to... Yeah, it's very similar, actually. You know, the parallels are there. Do you remember that Harry hated and pushed away Spider-Man because he thinks that his father is gone because of him in Ultimate Spider-Man Season 1? Finale... it's been a very long time since I watched that. Yeah, he's Peter's teacher. Is he? That's Mr. Harrington, is it not? That's not Miles Warren. That's Mr. Harrington, right? Unless there's a different teacher that I don't know. Gwen getting venom powers. That'd be cool, says Phoenix. Romantic avocado cooked harder than Dr. Disrespect. Oh, no. Don't bring up Dr. Disrespect in this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dr. Disrespect. Shade has been thrown at Dr. Disrespect everywhere. Ferry deserves it. Gwen and Miles ending up together would need Gwen giving up a universe to move his. That's the Little Mermaid trope, lol. That could happen. Jackal would be perfect for the Amazing Spider-Man 3. He actually would, yeah. They can do it how Ultimate Spider-Man did with Deadpool. Mean Spider-Man Marvel, just make it PG-13 and that's it. Yeah, it could actually be quite comedic. Because I can't imagine Spider-Man swearing. Yeah, you've got a problem there, haven't you, really? You've got a character who is R-rated, and you've got a character who has a main target audience of kids, right? So, and I'll let you guys figure out which one's which. I don't know why, but I want a Spider-Man fighting game for 2024. That'd be cool. When you got Marvel Spider-Man. In my opinion, Spider-Man, the new animated series, is decent after watching all 13 episodes on DVD. It is good. It is good. I do like it. I want to watch your series on Season 2, Spider-Man Tenas. Gotta wait, though. Haven't watched the OG series yet. Yeah, I definitely recommend going and watch it. And then, obviously, you can watch the Lewis Fiction Season 2. But, yeah, it's a good show. I think it's very underrated. We could probably work something out because he said he lost a student on a field trip in Homecoming. I think it's Mr. Harrington. I don't think that's Miles Morales, Romantic Avocado. I think you're thinking of someone different. Unless I'm just being an idiot. I don't know. I'm fine with Miles Morales being the main Spider-Man as long as they get rid of his evolved suit. Oh, his Adidas suit is so bad. Oh my god, don't even bring that up. It's horrible. There were 3 teachers throughout the Home trilogy. Oh, so he was probably one of them then. What about Alistair Smythe, the Spider Slayer? Oh yeah! I forgot about that. They are big villains in the comics, the Spider Slayers, or Alistair Smythe. They haven't used him yet. I have a theory of how Miles and Gwen could end up together at the end of Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'd just have Miles' universe, Gwen's universe get merged. Do you feel sad when Spider-Man 2 didn't win Game of the Year? Oh, I wasn't too bothered. It was a good game anyway. Anyway, let's move on. So, I don't know. I thought it was Miles the whole time. I think, are we talking about the one with the glasses and the beard? That's Mr. Harrington, right? Unless I've just got it wrong this whole time. I don't know where I got Mr. Harrington from. Unless it's not Mr. Harrington, I don't know. It might be. Anyway. Marisa Tomei hates Spider-Man. It was very clear. I always thought this was weird, right? So, Marisa Tomei, on the No Way Home press tour, she always seemed very off. I couldn't put my finger on what it was. When she did all the interviews, she seemed very much like she sort of hated the experience. And then when she was asked recently if she had any sort of memorable moment in filming the Home trilogy, she said no. I mean, even if you didn't, even if you hated it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to say, oh, be dishonest, give a massive PR answer. But I don't know, it just seems a bit disrespectful to the people who made the movie. Like to John Watts, to Tom Holland, to Zendaya. It just seems a bit disrespectful. Like, she probably was there for the check. And I imagine a lot of people were. But you ask most of them and, you know, they're not going to say... Because, I mean, that doesn't look good with Sony as well. Because Sony will see that and go, well, she's just badmouthed us. And we've paid her a lot of money to do this iconic role, by the way. An iconic character for one of the most popular superheroes of all time. And she's gone and... I don't know. It's not a big deal, but I just thought it was interesting because it was quite disrespectful, really. But yeah, I don't know. It's ironic. Yeah, dang, you were right. Oh yeah, Miss Harrington. She hates Spider-Man, but she got paid for being in the Spider-Man movies. In the comics, how many years Peter in college until he graduated? I have no idea. These are questions I do not have the answer to. I can't think about that off the top of my head. I'm making a new Spider-Verse fanfic on Wattpad. I thought I'd tell you since we're both Spider-Man fans and all that. If you want to read more about it, and if you like, let me know. Well, that's interesting, Super Warrior. You can link it in the Discord in the fanfiction section. Sometimes I flick through stuff on there and give it a read. She's playing Aunt May, who is very much against Peter being Spider-Man. Gotta go. I'll cook more later. I got to go. I'll cook more later, says Romantic Avocado. Sorry, my dyslexia is kicking in today. People worked hard on these films. You should be nice. Exactly, Beeler, right? Bro, of course she doesn't have memorable moments. Her Aunt May didn't do anything until No Way Home. I mean, that's fair, Entrax. That's fair. That's a fair point. But then again, like, you know, once again, it's a bit disrespectful, isn't it? I mean, she could have at least said when I died, right? What's your most memorable moment? Oh, the death scene. You know, at least it could have been quite funny, right? She could have played it off like it was quite funny. I think they might add Spectacular Spider-Man suit and Marvel Spider-Man suit. They probably will. I imagine they'll work it out. But anyway, yeah, that was Marisa Tomei. Let's move on to the final piece of news, which is Spider-Man removed from Kraven the Hunter. Now, I'm going to have to get something up because I've got to read something for this. I know, how tragic is that? I've got to read. Yeah, you guys are in for a wild ride now. I'm not very good at reading. So, the original synopsis for Kraven the Hunter... By the way, this is my headline, by the way. I haven't got this from anywhere. This is what I think, okay? I think Spider-Man has been removed from Kraven the Hunter because the original synopsis for Kraven the Hunter goes like this. And stay with me now because this is a whole saga, right? And we'll relate back to Madam Web and everything that happened with that. Just hear me out, okay? This is really interesting. This is the original synopsis. It reads, Kraven the Hunter is the visceral story of how and why one of Marvel's most iconic villains came to be, set before his notorious vendetta with Spider-Man. Aaron Taylor Johnson stars as the titular character in the R-rated film. Cham, yes, Kraven is still coming out. So, that was the original synopsis, right? That was the original synopsis for Kraven the Hunter. And then they went back and did a load of reshoots. The film has been delayed for over a year. It was meant to be out by now. It was meant to be out last year. It was meant to be out in February. And now it's out later on this year. So it was already meant to be out. Right? They went back and did a load of reshoots. After, by the way, Madam Web's poor performance. Remember this. Remember what happened with Madam Web. They went back and changed a bunch of that movie as well. This is now the new synopsis. Kraven the Hunter is the visceral, action-packed origin story of how and why one of Marvel's most iconic villains came to be. Aaron Taylor Johnson plays Kraven, a man whose complex relationship with his ruthless father, Nikolai Kravinoff, Russell Crowe, starts him down a path of vengeance with brutal consequences, motivating him to become not only the greatest hunter in the world, but also one of its most feared. They completely removed Spider-Man from the synopsis. Now, of course, I could be looking into this too much, but everything lines up properly. Spider-Man was meant to be in Venom 1. He did end up being in Venom 1. He was meant to be in Venom 2. It was only a post-credit scene. Spider-Man is quote-unquote meant to be in Venom 3. We'll see about that. Spider-Man was meant to be a massive part of Madam Web. And Madam Web was meant to be in the Sonyverse until they changed it at the last second because of all the drama with the MCU Spider-Man and not being able to secure Andrew Garfield on a contract to return as the character. Therefore, the plans fell through. They changed Madam Web. We saw it in the ADR in the film. A bunch of lines were changed for Ezekiel Sims. It was clear something was changed very late on for that movie. Turns out, it was Spider-Man that was removed. And now, they've done the same thing with Kraven, and the synopsis has changed. Do you think this movie was full of Spider-Man references and would have finally introduced us to the Sonyverse Spider-Man, and now has been taken out? That is my theory about all of this, and I mean, I believe it, because Madam Web, you know, it took Spider-Man out, and I believe this movie has done it too. We've heard that the Venom movies did it. We've heard that Venom 3 will apparently have the character in it, but I don't know anymore. So, but yeah, we'll have to see with that. But that's it pretty much for the Kraven news. Just give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay, and we're back. But anyway, that's it for the Kraven news. Do you think Jenna Ortega makes a great cast as Black Cat? I don't know. What do you... Okay, here we go. They flopped Ezekiel. Yeah, Ezekiel's such a good character, by the way, and I can't believe they fumbled the bag. What's the point of a Spider-Man cinematic universe without Spider-Man? Well, this is the thing. So they were meant to have Andrew Garfield, but then they backed out of it, or Andrew Garfield declined the contract. Are you going to watch Kraven? This is the question I have now to end off the stream. Are you gonna watch Kraven? I'm gonna plug my mouse in actually. Do you think Insomniac will design Green Goblin Ultimate? I don't know. I think they'll do both actually. No, 100% no. Jesus. Oh, okay, 69%. Okay. I'm going to be honest, Sydney works as Black Cat. I'm a very big enjoyer. Well, I think she works as Black Cat. That'd be cool. Why does Sony not want to have any version of Spider-Man in their movies? For crying out loud, No Way Home expressed the use of multiverse Spider-Man. I will in your dreams. I say 50-50. I'm not watching that garbage. I'm just curious because people say... you know, I've heard people say this looks okay. This movie does. Didn't you make a video a while back saying Andrew Garfield declined the Sonyverse? Exactly. Exactly, right? He declined the Sonyverse. He was meant to be in Madam Web. But the contract fell through. He didn't like what he saw, and nothing else has come out since. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Mufasa would be a better December movie than Kraven. It might be good, but it could be a flop. Well, they've done reshoots, and from what we heard about the reshoots, apparently it's good. Apparently the movie's good, and Sony are that confident in the movie that they've even rehired the director before the movies come out. So my prediction on this movie, I reckon this movie will be good. I think it'll be better than the Venom movies in terms of critical performance. I don't know financially, but I think critically it'll perform better than the Venom movies. But I don't think it'll be amazing. I think it will sort of be on the level of like a mid MCU movie. So like a Marvels or like a Captain Marvel, or I'm just throwing Captain Marvel under the bus here. Or I want to say like maybe slightly better than an Ant-Man Quantumania. It's in that sort of realm, right? I think it's probably in that sort of realm. Like it's not completely garbage, but it's like it's not Madam Web, but it's not amazing. I reckon that's where it's at, right? But either way, that is pretty much it for the Spider Talk news show today. Thank you very much for coming on, guys, because we've not been doing these for a while. It's been about 2 months since I did the last one. It's been a pleasure once again. You guys are absolutely awesome. I will be doing the next one next Thursday, and then the Thursday after I won't be because I'm actually not here. But I'll probably announce something that you guys can latch onto. And then I'm probably gonna, once I come back, I'll probably announce a change in day for the streams. Probably will be a weekend day, but we'll just have to see. It might stay a Thursday because a lot of you guys is telling me that they are better if they are on the weekend. So I'll let you guys know on that. But either way, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care.